So let me just say this is a very, very, very good movie. I really do enjoy it. And like I said, I've heard of The Shining, and like I've heard of the Here's Johnny scene, and they're like two little girls, and then there's like a maze, and I was expecting that to be in the book, but it never was, and then I thought to myself, so I bet it's all gonna be in this movie, and it was, and yeah. Apparently when this movie came out, no one really liked it at first, which I kind of find that a little hard to believe, but I guess that was the truth, I guess. So I'm going to talk about some of the pros, and there are a lot, so get ready. So the first thing is Jack Nicholson is absolutely great in this movie. This is probably my favorite role of him. I love how he played Jack Torrance. He was really crazy. I just think he did a really good job acting. Shelley Dole was also fantastic in this movie. She gave a very realistic performance. It was like scary good how good of a performance she gave. Even though Stanley Kubrick, the director of the film, had to like literally like abuse her to get the performance that he wanted and that she wanted. So yeah, I suggest you watch some of the behind the scenes to the movie. Like I bet if you have like the DVD or Blu-ray, I'm guessing it comes with it. But yeah, still check out some of the behind the scenes because it's pretty good. And then also Danny Lloyd, he played Danny Torrance, which I thought he gave a really good performance for his age. I thought he did a really good job. And then I'm sorry if I say this name wrong, but I think it's pronounced Scottman Crowers, I think this is his name. He played Dick Halloran, which when you watch him in the movie, he's just like the nicest guy you'll ever meet. Like just the way he talks and how he always has like a smile on his face. It's just great. Like I loved his character. He was such a nice guy. It was kind of a shame that he died, but because in the book he survives, but so I think that made the movie even scarier, so yeah. So all the performances in this movie, I would give a 10 out of 10. Like everyone in this movie gave like 110%, and I just love that. I just love that about this movie. I also like how this movie just kind of builds the suspense, because at the beginning, not a lot happens, but as it goes on, the suspense just builds on each other. Like after the next scene just gets more and more scarier, which I just really like that about this movie, how it just constantly builds off each other. Sorry, how it just builds off each other. And I think Stanley Kubrick did a really good job directing this movie. I think he made like a piece of art. Like it's just a really good movie, and just the way how he directed and everything, and how he filmed some of the scenes. Like some of the camera angles are really cool. When he did like cool shots like this, and then just how he like made his actors like constantly repeat a scene and just do it again and again and again. I think that one like staircase scene was just done like I think 127 times or something like that. He really pushed his actors, but that's what I like about him. Like he wanted to make a great movie, and I think he succeeded with that. And I also thought the final battle was pretty cool, just with Jack chasing Danny around the hedge maze. I thought that was really suspenseful and everything. And I just like the setting. The hedge maze was really cool, just and how it was all like snowy and everything, and just the lighting was really good in that scene too. So yeah, I thought the movie ended really cool. And then, of course, you have, like, the classic scenes when Wendy goes down and sees, like, all Jack's been writing is all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. That was really creepy. And then just how Jack comes out and pretty much just tortures Wendy. And then that was a fantastic scene. I love that scene. It was performed so good. And then how Wendy just, like, hits him with the bat and he falls down the stairs. That was really good. And then you have the classic scene, Here's Johnny, the scene that I'm pretty sure, like, everyone has seen. Even if you haven't seen this movie, you probably have seen that scene. Really good. I love that scene. It's amazing. So yeah, those were all the pros with the movie. I really think it's good. I do have a couple cons, but they're really not that big. So for the cons, kind of like the book, I would have kind of liked to see some of the characters' reactions, like Mr. Allman and other people like him, the people that work at the hotel, to see his reaction. And whatever happened to Wendy and Danny, like how did they... like what happens to them after. I mean, I guess part of a horror movie is sometimes it doesn't wrap up like that. It's not always a happy ending, so yeah. And then also, in the book, we also had like a really good relationship between Jack and Danny. But in this movie, I don't know, there was really none of that. Even with his wife, he didn't really have a good relationship with. Like, the Jack in this movie really does not like his family at all, like from the beginning of the book till the ends. Which, I mean, I don't know, I feel like to make the story even scarier is to have like a really close family and then just have one of those members of the family go crazy. Because if you show us like a really loving family that all care about each other and then just one of them snaps, that I just feel like that makes the story even scarier, because it could say that this could happen to anyone. I mean, we did get some scenes with Jack and Danny and then with Jack and Wendy, but they're not really like caring scenes. Jack was just kind of like creepy in both of them, so yeah. And then there's this one kitchen scene, which I know I said the beginning is a little bit slow, but this scene is like really, really slow. Even like the actors look bored. Like seriously, like just look at this. Like, they look like bored out of their minds. Like, this scene is just a very boring scene. There's like no music or anything, which I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like they should have changed it up a little bit just to make it a little bit more entertaining. Like, it is a really slow scene. It's literally a 4-minute and 55-second scene, which it just feels like it takes forever. So yeah, it's not really a big problem, but because in the book it was a little bit more emotional, like when Dick and Danny were talking to each other about Shining, like Danny got emotional and everything, and yeah. Maybe they just didn't have the time to film it or something, but that scene always just kind of bores me a little bit, but yeah, other than that, I think this movie is fantastic. Alright guys, so we have the Shining movie and the book, and now I should make my decision. Which one do I think is better? And my decision is, well, I'm going to have to go with the movie. Now guys, something you have to know about me is I'm just a really big movie person. Like, I just love watching movies and love to see how they're made and everything. Just with all the behind the scenes stuff and just how this movie got made and all the work that went into it, I just have to give the win to the movie, just because of all the stuff that went on behind the scenes and everything, and just all the performances were great. But I'm not saying the book is bad or anything. I think it's still a really good book, but I'm just really not much of a reader, so I'm more of a movie person, so yeah. But I still think Stephen King did a really good job writing this book. There were a lot of creepy scenes in it for a book. Like, I didn't really think I was going to be scared, but yeah, there were still some really good creepy scenes in the book. Especially, I listened to an audio version just because I really have a hard time reading when I'm just reading. But yeah, personally, I think the audio version made it even scarier just because it put me more in the scene Stephen King wrote, so yeah. But I still highly recommend both. If you haven't read the book, which I don't know, I've kind of spoiled some stuff for you, but if for whatever reason you haven't watched the movie or read the book, watch it and read it. It's a really good story overall, and personally, I just think Stephen King makes some of the coolest stories ever. They're really creative, and then I think Stanley Kubrick did a really good adaptation off of Stephen King's story. Which, personally, I think it's kind of better when the movie doesn't completely copy from the book, because it makes it its own thing, which I think that's just a little bit better sometimes. And overall, guys, I think the Shining story is just overall creepy, just because how these pretty much dead ghosts made this guy pretty much kill his family. So yeah, I just think that aspect of it is like really creepy, so yeah, that's why this movie always gives me the creeps. Alright guys, so this is going to be the end of the book versus movie review. I really hope it was entertaining for you guys. I tried to make it entertaining. Maybe in the future I'll look into the Doctor Sleep and do a book versus movie, but yeah. I'm not sure if the movie is a direct sequel to The Shining. It might be, but I don't know, I'm going to have to look that up. I mean, I don't know if I'll do a Doctor Sleep just because I might have to watch the movie first just to see what the story is kind of like, but yeah. But I do promise you this, in the future, I'm going to try to do a Stephen King It movie versus book, which is going to be it's going to be a hard video, but I'm willing to put in the work just because the It novel Stephen King wrote is 1,138 pages long. So it's definitely going to be a long ways away, but I still kind of want to do it just because I think it's kind of an interesting idea. So yeah, because I could do like a book versus movie versus the two new ones that came out. So yeah, I think that could be a pretty interesting video. But yeah, so you never know. Maybe one day I will do the Stephen King one and then also the Doctor Sleep one. And also, I just wanted to say one more thing about the book. The first word of the story is Jack, and the last word of the story is son. And if you put them together, you get Jack's son. But yeah, kind of a random fact. I don't know why you need to know that, but you know it now, so yay. But guys, that was my review of the book and The Shining, and personally I like The Shining a bit better, but yeah. But anyways, guys, that was my book versus movie review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you like this book versus movie review, I'll try to do more in the future, but yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.